Hi everyone. I'm sorry the quality of this video is probably not the best. I'm just trying to shoot it on my laptop. It's finals week, so things are really crazy and stressful around my house right now for me. So I really don't have the time to set up my camera and really film, with that. So please excuse the quality. I'm sure, just speaking, it's probably not that big of a deal, but anyway. So I wanted to do this video today. One, because I said I, want to put videos out every week, which I'm really trying to do. So there's that, and also I just wanted to kind of go along with the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which I wanted to talk about in my first video, but I kind of felt like I wanted to split those up so it wasn't like a 45-minute long video or something like that. So today I kind of want to talk to you guys about why I decided to have weight loss surgery and why I chose gastric bypass for my surgery. As it stands right now, I am pre-op still. I have something in my eye. I am nearing the end of my pre-op journey. I've finally got all of my pre-op testing done, which I'll do a video about and let you guys all know what the requirements were for me personally, and all of that. So why I wanted to have surgery? Well, like many of you, I'm sure, I've struggled with weight and the whole idea of dieting and just being overweight or having issues with weight, like whether I was overweight at the time or not, for as long as I can remember. I mean, really. There were times, where I was thin. There were times where it didn't really affect me and I didn't really think about it. It seemed like I was, getting everything under control. And then, something would happen, or just slowly over time, it would be like, I would just find myself 20 pounds heavier, 50 pounds. Then I'd lose it. Then I'd gain some. I mean, that's just my life, how it's been for me. Like many of you also, I'm sure, I thought I could, take care of it on my own, and if I was just really regimented, that I could get it under control and, be able to lose weight the natural way and just through good old-fashioned diet and exercise. And, I think I realized that there's really nothing to be ashamed of in asking for help. And that's something that I've, really been having to come to terms with, and it was a big factor in deciding and even looking into weight loss surgery. In my mind, I always kind of felt like a failure for not being able to lose weight on my own, and there's a lot of judgment that comes along with being overweight and obese. Like, people think they know everything about you just by looking at you, like if you're overweight, that you're just lazy and, you probably eat fast food all day, every day, and, don't do anything to be active, and that's, not the case for me. I've developed, bad habits over my life, just like any other person, but on my body, when I have a couple of chocolate chip cookies after dinner, I gain a ton of weight. And, excuse me, hiccups. I gain weight a lot faster than other people, My sister and I pretty much, grew up the same eating habits, and she never struggled with weight. She's never had any of the issues that I've had. My parents, kind of struggled with it here and there. Not as much my dad, he would have times where he's like, I want to lose 10 pounds or whatever. My mom was on a diet, I feel like, my whole life. Not that she wasn't obese, she was just, a little overweight and not feeling comfortable with herself. So I kind of grew up seeing that and realizing, like, oh, maybe, maybe I should diet too. And, when your parents are on a diet, you kind of get along on it too and stuff. So I've kind of been dieting my whole life. And somehow I'm still where I'm at. What changed for me and really made me consider weight loss surgery was my husband and I were trying to conceive, and we had been pregnant before and miscarried. And at that, those times, my doctor had said she didn't think, weight had anything to do with it. There's really no way to know why that happened. And so, I really didn't think about it. I just thought, both of those, times one of the first time we were not expecting it. The second time we were trying, and we got pregnant and then miscarried. The first time was about, I don't know, it was about 6 weeks along, and the second time was about 8 weeks. So, I didn't really put weight in the same, category as the miscarriages. I didn't, put them together. But when we moved down south, my husband and I was having really strange, I was diagnosed with pelvic floor dysfunction, which is basically, my muscles in my pelvis and around my ovaries and stuff were just kind of like contracting all the time. It's kind of like, your muscles are sort of relaxed, but mine were going like this all the time. So that caused some really severe pain. It's almost like having bad cramping all the time in my lower left abdomen, I guess. And then it kind of radiated into my back. And during that time, I wasn't on birth control and I wasn't getting pregnant. So, it was about a year or so, I would say, that we were, trying and nothing happened. So I went in to see a fertility doctor here. And, she spoke to me. All of my signs, everything looked good, And finally she sat down with me in her office and she gave me a pamphlet for weight loss surgery and was like, "Is this something that you've ever considered? I think you should look into this." And I had thought about it before, I had heard it and I thought, that's not for me. Like, I can do this because of everything I had heard, just through life. I thought that it was the easy way out and, I thought I could really do it, and I didn't think I would need something like this to take control of my life. I just need to be more disciplined. So, once I met with my fertility specialist, I was like, maybe this is something I, stop judging and actually consider and actually do some research before I make these judgments. So, that's when I started seriously looking into that. And that was about May of 2014. So now we're coming up on May 2015 and I'm still trying to get surgery. So it's been an entire year that I've been waiting and trying to actively pursue having surgery. So there's a couple of reasons I want to have surgery for my family. I want to be able to be a mom. That's all I've ever wanted, really. Growing up, I thought, like, when someone would ask me what I want to be when I grow up, I was like, I want to be a mom. That's what I want to do. And I just want to have that chance to be a mom. And so that's a big reason for me. Sorry. And I'm tired of sitting out on things, missing out, on things, and not actively participating in my life. I feel like I'm just a constant spectator, and there's things I want to do and places I want to go, and I'm tired of wondering whether it's something I can do, not whether it's something I want to do. You know, I mean, like, you just can't even imagine what it's like unless you've been through it. And I'm sure that there's people that will judge. People have judged me my whole life, you know, but finally I've come to terms with the fact that I really don't care anymore, and I think that's what's brought me to the being okay with this and wanting to share things on YouTube and just be open about things, is because I'm tired. I'm just tired of caring what people think of me and whether what I do is going to be acceptable to other people. You know, there's really a small handful of people in my life whose opinions matter to me, and, you know, it's my husband and family members. And other than that, I just don't care anymore. So, you know, I want to be around for them too. I want to be able to do things with my husband, to go places, and I want to finally stop in my mind putting all of my, you know, hopes onto, and wasting all of my wishes on being healthy and being thin. It's not to me as much about being skinny as it is to be healthy and be in a situation and in a body that I feel comfortable in. Right now I'm miserable. I'm not comfortable, and I'm just tired of it. I'm gonna be 25 years old May 21st of this year, and I always told myself, you know, I really want to get my, like, at 25, like, I want to have kids. I would want to have kids by 25. And I'm realizing I'm 25 and I don't have kids. I'm married and I'm, you know, so happy, but I don't have kids. And I'm like, you know, how long am I going to make excuses for myself? And how long am I going to accept this life that I'm in? And to me, I reached my point that I've, you know, heard a lot of people reach, where you're just done. Like, you're done. You don't want to be this way anymore. You're tired. You're tired of what it brings you and how you feel, and that's where I'm at. I'm tired of having to wear pants in the summer, and I'm tired of always worrying if I can sit in a chair without it breaking, or making excuses for why I want to take the elevator, because I know if I take the stairs I'm going to be so out of breath that everybody's going to notice, and worrying about what I order when I go out to eat because I feel like everyone's looking at me. I mean, there's so many, I could go on and on and on and on, but I'm just done. I'm done. And through meeting with my psychologist, which is one of the things you do, well, I had to do before, you know, I would be approved for surgery. You meet with a psychologist and kind of discuss your eating habits and, you know, your state of mind and all of these things. And she was telling me, you know, something she realized through talking to me and asking me the 150 questions or more that she asked me, was like, I understand, like, you really think this is your fault. Like, you think, you know, being obese is your fault. And I'm like, of course it's my fault. You know, who else's fault would it be? And that was, you know, through that meeting with her was the first time that I realized, like, it's not completely my fault, you know? And that was a huge breakthrough for me in terms of really being like, okay, I'm gonna do this surgery. You know, she explained if someone their heart was failing them and they had a heart transplant, would that be taking the easy way out rather than just struggling with it, their weak heart, the rest of their life? And I'm like, no, of course not. She's like, then why do you think having weight loss surgery is the easy way out when you have a problem, and it's a medical problem, and this is a way that could help you fix it? Of course, there's no guarantee in medicine. There really never is. But, you know, why do you think it's the easy way, or why, you know, why would you not want to do it? And I was like, holy shit, like, you're right, you know? And it was that simple for me, really. I just was like, oh yeah, you're right, you know? So I know that there's a controversy around saying it's the easy way out or the hard way or whatever, and honestly, I don't really give a shit. Like, I don't necessarily think one way or the other. But I think that for me, all I care about is, you know, for me. And all I know is what I think, in my opinion, in my experience. And in my experience so far, this is definitely not easy. I have been trying for a year just to get approved for the surgery. In a year, just to get approved. So I'm, you know, I know that there's people out there that have definitely had faster processes than me, and I probably could have done things a little bit faster, but I changed insurances twice, so I had to start over at 2 different hospitals twice. So that was fun. But anyway, in my experience, from what I've learned so far, I'm sorry, I have hiccups. From what I've learned so far, and from what I understand about after surgery, nothing about this is easy. The decision that I've come to have surgery was not easy, and standing up for myself finally and accepting help and being willing to work harder at this than anything else I've ever done in my life is not easy for me, and that's all I can speak to. So I don't agree that it's easy, but I just know that's because it's not easy for me. And I've finally come to my breaking point where I just don't want to sit on the sidelines anymore, and I just want to get my life back, and I want to be healthy. So for me, that means losing a significant amount of weight, which I cannot do on my own anymore. I weigh now, well, currently I weigh 350.3 pounds as of this morning, and my highest weight was 355 pounds that I know of. So I realized that at that weight, I can't do it alone. And I need the support of people around me that are going through it and that have been through it and understand, and professionals that see people like me and know how to help people like me, because I know I just can't do it alone. And understanding that and not like being embarrassed of it and trying to hide it, I think is what's going to make me more successful. Like, that's just how I feel. And I'm really excited now that I'm doing this finally for myself, and I'm really looking forward to the changes that it's going to make in my life. Not just having a smaller body, but I'm looking forward to changing my eating habits and changing the food that I'm taking in, and just making changes and being, you know, active, and hoping that some of these ailments like my pelvic floor dysfunction and my severe lower back pain, you know, goes away. And I don't know, there's just lots of things. But so that's where I'm at. I'd like to do some measurements. I think I'm going to do that actually tonight. So by the time I put this video up, I'll be sure to link below in the description bar all of my stats and measurements for anybody that's curious. And I will be back shortly. It might even be sooner than next week. I want to film a couple videos here within the next couple of days. So that I can, you know, get that stuff up, because I've got a crazy couple of weeks coming up. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And thanks everyone so far for you know, the support and subscribers and just people that I've spoken with through comments on people's channels and things. It's just been really helpful and really great and reassuring knowing that I'm in the right place. And there's some really awesome people out here on YouTube, so that's really great. As always, please, you know, reach out to me, send me a message or comment if you have any questions, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.